9:33, the experiment. 9:33, the experiment with Rich Herrera. The 9:33 experiment. 9:33.
All right, time for the 9:33 experiment. I'm Rich Herrera. Thanks for joining us on the radio, on the podcast. Simple. We open up our phone lines for you at 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. You can also text us as well on the James River Air text line, 833-804-1140. Simple. The gas price is too darn high. I think that's what a lot of people are thinking about right now. I want your reaction. 833-804-1140. Here's the deal. I am Mr. Capitalism. I believe in the free market. I believe in laissez-faire economics. But this right here, what we're seeing, is frustrating me, and I know it's frustrating you. We understood when the fighting began in the Middle East that we were going to get hit in the pocketbook by oil. We see that every time there's disruption, anytime anything happens in the Middle East, all of a sudden, boom, our gas prices go through the roof. As Americans, we understand that. We've been told, well, when the price of gas goes up, it's because of the oil and the supply, worldwide market. That's why it's happening. It's okay. We'll live with it. It'll come back down. When all this happened in Iran, we saw the price of oil go through the roof, which meant the price of gasoline went through the roof. And we saw gas going up 25, 30 cents a day. And we had people explain to us, well, you understand the gasoline's already in the ground at your gas station, but, it's worldwide speculation. The market moves minute by minute. That gasoline that we put down there is now worth this because, okay, we got all that. We understood that, well, we don't take much of our gas out of the Middle East, but you have to understand it's a worldwide market. It's not just that gasoline. All that gasoline goes in that worldwide market, and well, it's all factored together. That's why the price of oil went up, even though we use very little gas from the Middle East. So Americans said, fine, okay, I get it. We're going to pay here in Virginia $4.50 a gallon. Out west, they're paying $8 a gallon in California. We get it. It's part of what we're doing right now. Price of oil got over $100, and people are going, well, wait till it gets to $150 a barrel, then we're really going to be paying a lot for gasoline. We said, okay, you know what? We're going to be good Americans. We're going to stand by it, and we'll just have to grin and bear it. Strait of Hormuz, 20% of the world's oil goes there. So if you choke it off, 20% less, supply and demand, that means the price of oil is going to go up. That means the price of gasoline is going to go up, and you have to just factor all that in, America. Just stand there and go to the gas pumps. Fine. We did all that. But now the price of oil is falling. It's fallen significantly. Why is it that the price of gasoline went up overnight and climbed really, really quick? And when we see these shocks in the price of oil, we see that the wave and the shock that we see for the price of gasoline. A shock means that you see something going up really high, and then it should come back down on the other side of that shock. Why am I not seeing that today? Phone lines are open. I'm frustrated. And I know you are as well. I want to hear your frustration. I want to know what is on your mind. 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. Do you think you're getting gouged? Do you think you're getting taken advantage of? Do you think you were sold a bill of goods when it came to the price of gasoline jumping up? Listen, oil's down, Strait of Hormuz is open, but gas is still too high. It's coming. So today on the experiment, I want to know, are we being patient, waiting for it to come down, or are we getting played? Oil went down, but gas stayed where it is. In fact, we've seen it jump in the last couple of days, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. Every morning I drive to work, and it's pitch dark, so I get to see all the prices. There's nobody on the road, just me at 4 in the morning. And I'm driving to work, And I look at the same gas stations every day on my way to work. And I see this one at Sam's Club at this price, this one over here, this one over here. So I actually will look and there's nothing else on the road. So I look at the price of everything as we move along. And I kept seeing it go up and up and up and up and up. But I don't see it coming down. We asked an economist a week ago, why is it so sticky coming back down? Well, you've got to understand these things. And then I heard from the Petroleum Association, the biggest thing that really has got me fired up. Well, you have to understand the price of gasoline is based on a lot of things. And oil's only 50% of it. Okay, then why did it jump through the roof when there was less oil? And now that I've got more oil on the market, why is it not coming back down? That makes no sense. You told me one thing to justify it going up, and now you're not using that same logic to see why it would come down. If you told me it's going up because of this, all right, that's fine. But if that was true then, why is it when the price of oil's gone down, the price of gasoline hasn't come right back down? Phone lines are open for you. 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. We open this up. We call it the 933 experiment. I'm not sure what you guys are going to say, to be quite honest. I'm just taking a chance of what you have on your mind of all of this. You sacrificed in the pocketbook for the last several months while all this has gone on, and you were told, okay, when the Strait is opened up and the oil starts flowing again, the price of our gasoline will come back down. It's a big, big time expense for a lot of people. I think I've told you I don't fill up my gas tank 100% anymore. I think the last time I put gas in, I filled it 3/4. Before, I was only filling a half a tank. Now, I thought, okay, well, by now I can go ahead and go to the gas station, and I'll fill it 100%. Now, I don't. I still only get 3/4. So what gives? Were you telling me the truth then, or were you telling me the truth now? Because I feel like I'm getting played. I feel like someone's taking advantage of me and the American people. I feel like somebody out there is not being completely honest with us. All right, here's a couple people starting to chime in right now. 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. I'm going to repeat my earlier claim. Gas companies are using this as an excuse to gouge you. We're being played at the gas station. Lots of nonsensical answers. Enough already. And see, that's the problem. That's the big problem. The little problem is today for me, you know what? I got it when oil was above $100 a barrel. Now it's below $100 a barrel, and I still haven't seen my gas prices come back down. But here's what bothers me more than anything else. It chips away at our confidence in our institutions, like the free market, like the economy, like America. And when you feel like you're getting played, you start thinking in other plays, where else am I getting taken advantage of? The price of beef is going through the roof right now because of the screw worm down near the Texas-Mexico border. They use that as an excuse to show us why the price of beef has gone through the roof. Is that really true, or am I getting played over there? Do you remember when eggs went through the roof? The reason they said there was a bird flu and they had to wipe out half of the chicken population, and it was going to take a while for that to build back up, and then you saw eggs go through the roof. Now they came back down. There's something else going on here. I'll let you put on your tinfoil caps and your conspiracy theories. What's really going on? Why is the price of gasoline still sitting there where it is? When they told me, well, I can open up the gas tank of the gas station, but the gas is already in there. But you have to understand, we could shoot it up overnight because of the price of oil, even though it's already been refined, it's already been sitting there. It'll move up, and we'll have to take advantage of that because of the future earnings of the gas company. So we'll set all that off. Well, then why don't you do that in reverse? The second this thing got done, the second ships started going through the Strait of Hormuz, the second you found out that the U.S. was taking ships through the Strait of Hormuz, that oil was getting added into the global supply of oil, which means supply and demand, more supply, price should have come down, and it hasn't. That's the part where you open yourself up to, are we getting played? Is someone taking advantage of us? Are they gouging us? That's why Trump's popped off yesterday and gave a little warning to the oil companies. Folks, we did everything we could to open up the Strait of Hormuz to protect your business, help your business, all the rest of this. What are you doing? Because you claimed 20% of the oil of the world goes through that strait. Now that strait's opening back up. Why? And you see the price of oil falling. If oil is tied to the price of gasoline, when you raise the price of oil, the price of oil went up, you raise the price of our gasoline, then why isn't that happening in the reverse? 833-804-1140. Again, it's the experiment. Sometimes we're going to get a ton of calls. Sometimes we'll get very little. Sometimes we get people that we're not going to put on the air. Sometimes we'll get everybody we'll put on the air. Sometimes we'll get a ton of text messages. That's why we call it the experiment. We get reaction from you, the American people. And again, I remind everybody that for the American people, you need to speak up more. You need more opportunities to speak up. So grab your phone right now during this podcast, during this radio show. Tell me what you think. 833-804-1140. I know it's something we normally don't do on this radio show and now into this podcast, but I think it's important that the people in charge, DC, Capitol Square, hear from you. That's why we take this opportunity to open up for we, the people, here on the experiment. Again, this is completely unscripted. No guests, no anything else. It's just your opportunity to sound off. I know I'm frustrated. Am I the only one who's frustrated? Am I the only one who drives by and going, okay, all this is over. I haven't gone on that trip that I wanted to go on. Things have been a little tight for the last couple of months around the house because of the price of gasoline. I don't even, if you drive a big old gigantic SUV or a truck, I don't know how you do it. If you've got a Ford F-150 or you got a big Ram truck, I don't know how you pay for gas when I see people putting gas in there and it's $150 to fill up your tank. I don't know how you've done it over the last 2 months. God bless you for doing it. And you did what you needed to do. But now what about coming the other way? Where's your relief? You did your part. Where's your relief? You can't play me saying the price of gas goes up with oil and then not have it come back down when the price of oil goes down as well. And you can't tell me, well, it'll get better in 2 weeks, which is something else I heard yesterday. Really? Why did it jump up overnight? 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. Let's go to John on line one. John, welcome. You're on the Experiment 933 Experiment. Welcome. What's your thoughts?
Good morning, Rich. Hey, it's the same thing with you're right about price gouging, and everybody's saying that the price of gas is not coming down, even though the barrels are lower. But it's the same thing. It's not regulated by anyone. No one's looking out. It's the same thing as Medicaid. Everybody's taking advantage of all these people that, until it's regulated and somebody's looking out, the price gouging is just going to continue.
Okay, wait a second. So we've used, a couple of people have sent in text messages. You used the word price gouging. Do you, in your heart of hearts, think that you're getting gouged right now unfairly?
I kind of do, because I've passed gas station before where it was $3.49 on one side of the road, and a mile down the road is $3.89. And they're top tier gas companies, not a Marathon or whatever.
Well, and see, that's the part. I mean, they're all independent. They all set their own price for the gasoline. So listen, if you're going to be that one guy that's a little bit higher every day, okay, fine. I'm going to go to the other guy unless there's a reason why I go to that one. But just in general, I mean, you're always going to have 3 gas stations on the corner, and each of them, if they're smart, they'd market a little bit lower, but some of them will market a little bit higher for whatever reason, and those are their margins. But in general, when you saw the price of gas go up because of oil, were you okay with it? And are you okay with it with the price of oil coming back down, but we haven't seen a relief in our gas prices?
Yeah, I was okay knowing that the barrel was $100 or $110 or whatever. But now that it's, it drops down to 70, we've seen a slight relief for about maybe a week. And
right.
then all of a sudden they go right back up for no reason, and the barrels stay the same price.
And that's
So
the part. And that's the part where
I think everybody
lose.
thinks. I think everybody thinks they're getting gouged.
No, I agree with you, and that's the part where I'm frustrated. Again, I am Mr. Capitalism. I believe in the free market, but you also have to have businesses that act responsibly within that free market. And I don't think they are, because you sold me one thing and I said, okay, fine, I'll go along with that. But the logic has to keep place for both of them. I can't do this and not have logic and logically go, okay, I'll go along with you. The price of oil goes up, price of gasoline comes up, price of oil, and you already have gas that's in the tank at the gas station, but then move it the other way as well. When the price of oil goes down, well, how come my price of gasoline isn't coming down?
Went and filled my vehicle up with gas because it was at $3.49 at a Sheetz out in Prince George County.
Right.
The very next day or 2 days later, I took my wife's car and filled it up, and the price was $3.65. It went up 16 cents overnight.
Right, and that's the part. That's the part that gets everybody frustrated. Thanks for the call, appreciate it. Text messages pouring in right now. Let's see. This one is, how can we keep it playing in this international oil conglomerate? Why do we keep buying oil internationally? Why don't we just take care of our own? It's not the way the market's set up. We're energy independent. We export more oil than we bring in, but we export different types of oil than we bring in. So my friend who's a petroleum engineer explained it to me this way. Our West Texas sweet crude is the best oil that you have in the world, but you're not going to burn something like that to make gasoline. You use that for other refinery products. What you use for gasoline is what you get from Venezuela, Iran, Russia. It's not great quality. There's a lot of sulfur in it. There's a lot of impurities in it. That's the kind of gas that you use that's the kind of oil you use for gasoline. I guess if I was gonna put an analogy for it, it's kind of like if you've got a side of beef, you use the filet mignon for a steak. You use the lesser cuts for hamburger. I guess that's the best way to look at it and figure it out, that we have the best. We have filet mignon. We have
1 minute.
New York strips that we get out of the ground. They have the type that you use for hamburger. You're not going to cut up a filet mignon to make it into a hamburger. Different types of beef, different kinds of oil. Interesting. Text message has been great as well. All right, that's the 933 experiment for the day. Again, we open up the phone lines for you, 933 here on Richmond's Morning News, and let you get your thoughts out on just some random thing. You never know. Sometimes it's going to click. Sometimes people are going to have lots to say. Sometimes people are going to have lots of text messages. Just kind of fun. You never know what we're going to do during the 933 experiment. All
20
right.
seconds.
That's going to do it for the program for today. Our program is brought to you in part by Freedom Services and Training, the biggest little gun store in town, located in Mechanicsville. Thanks to them for making our national anthem possible. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Reason we get up early, we believe in this country. We believe in our family. We believe in you. It's News Radio WRVA.
Please stand for the national anthem of the United States of America.